Good evening, everyone. Today, my friends and I feel humbled and honored at the same time to have been bestowed upon with the responsibility of hosting this prestigious ceremony of the 11th annual project day of BVM Global School, Bengaluru, the Antariksh Abhiyan. First and foremost, I would like to begin by extending a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries present for today's program. Our chief guest, Sri S. Somnath, Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center from Thiruvananthapuram, Sri Ramana Prasad and Amrit Ma'am, Managing Trustees, BVM Global Group of Schools, Rajendran Sir and Jayanti Ma'am from the Education Department, Ms. Hima Bindu, Head HR, Principals of all BVM Global Group of Schools, our dear Principal Ma'am Ms. Sukanya Sai Satish, Vice Principal Ma'am Ms. Ruchi Tukral, and everyone who has graced this occasion with their indispensable presence. A hearty welcome to everyone.
A day without prayer is a day without blessing, and a life without prayer is a life without power. Stating this quote from Edwin Harvey, we would now invoke the blessings of the Almighty with a prayer.
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः प्राकृतेन तुषारहारितवरा या शुभ्रवस्तामृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्मच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा पूजिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती शिष्टाट्यापः.
Light and brightness have always been equated with positivity and are considered to be the harbinger of good. Thus, to begin with, we will first have the lighting of the lamp ceremony. I request Principal Ma'am to inaugurate the occasion by lighting the lamp.
This year's Project Day, Antariksh Abhiyan, is a sincere effort of our school to try and present before you all the aspects of this huge space called universe, and of which we are just a small part. So without much ado, let's listen to a brief introduction to the various topics covered.
I am here to give you a brief introduction of the project topics for KG to grade 2. The topics for KG are objects in the sky such as the sun, moon and stars, and basic concepts and facts about the solar system. The topics for grade 1 are ancient myths and beliefs about the heavenly objects in India and other parts of the world. The topic for grade 2 are stars and constellations. Now my friend Anish will walk you through project topics for classes 3, 4 and 5.
Thank you, Kyle. I am here to brief about the project topics of classes 3, 4 and 5. The topic for class 3 is the solar system, exemplifying knowledge about the sun and its planets, eclipses, their types, and the ancient beliefs revolving around the eclipses. The topic for class 4 is other celestial objects in the solar system, building a lucid illustration on asteroids, meteors, comets, and artificial satellites, along with a glimpse of galaxies and space debris. The topic for class 5 include space science and development of astronomy, providing details on contribution of scientists towards space studies with timeline and their significant observation and theories. Now, my friend Siddhant Raju will walk you through the project topics for classes 6 to 8.
Thank you, Anish. I am here to introduce the project day topics covered by grades 6, 7 and 8. Grade 6 will provide us with insights on eminent space organizations and their missions. We will get to see glimpses of the stupendous work done by the scientists associated with these organizations. Information about space stations, Earth stations, launch vehicles, rovers, and satellites will be shared. Grade 7 will throw light on the topic evolution of universe. Students will talk about how the universe came into existence with the Big Bang. The presentations will include facts about how the space expanded due to extremely high density and temperature leading to the formation of universe on cooling down. The role of gravity in gradually drawing matter together to form the first stars and galaxies will be brought to limelight. Grade 8 will be instrumental in enhancing our knowledge about gravity and its effects. From Newtonian gravity to Einstein's theory of gravity, the concepts such as Kepler's law of planetary motion, mass and weight, free fall, gravitational waves will be covered in this presentation. Now, I request my friend Siddharth Reddy of class 9 to walk you through the topics for classes 9 and 10.
Thank you, Siddhant. I am here to introduce the project day topics for classes 9 and 10. Grade 9 students will talk about life of star. Their presentation will showcase the birth of stars and track their entire journey of life. We will learn how the stars either meet their end in spectacular ways or just merge into interstellar space. Grade 10 will enlighten us with information on future prospects in space exploration. Their presentation will cover the future of space travel, artificial intelligence in space science, Mars colonization, moon exploration, and management of space debris. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. Shakespeare has rightly quoted, "All the world's a stage." Therefore, let's get the ball rolling with a lovely skit about the contributions of renowned ancient astronomers in exploring the space by our students of grade 7 and 8.
Hey buddy, what's catching your attention? Anything interesting in today's newspaper?
Yes, I am amazed by the new places that people are venturing into. Look here, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos travels to space. Can you believe how much space research has advanced that not just the scientists but even commoners can dream about traveling to space?
We must admit that our generation has progressed a lot.
Universe has always created curiosity in humans since time immemorial. The more it reveals itself, the more curious man has ever become.
In spite of all these various limitations, many of the great astronomers laid the foundation of the current skyscraping space research.
Oh, really? Can you guys tell me more about it?
With great pleasure. Now, let me take you to the time machine and walk you through time.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. The Vedic Samhitas encompass a variety of sciences, psychology, and cosmology. Although the Vedic books often speak about the astronomical phenomena, it is recently that the astronomical substratum of the Vedas has been examined. The Rig Veda describes about the universe to be finite. During the earliest times in India, there existed a centennial calendar known as the Saptarshi with a cycle of 2700 years. It is still found in several parts of India. Its current beginning takes us to 3076 BCE.
Namaste kids. Do you all remember your first science lesson, rotation and revolution? I am Aryabhatta, the one who initially proposed the theory of rotation. The earth rotates on its own axis, which causes day and night. I was also the one who scientifically explained the theory of lunar and solar eclipse. My research provided a base for other scientists to make their calculations. That's all about me. Let me introduce you to my friend, the one who proved his theory of revolution.
Hello children, I am a Polish astronomer, Nicholas Copernicus. People fondly call me as the father of modern astronomy. I made the groundbreaking discovery of the concept of revolution which said that the Earth and other planets revolve around the Sun. This discovery led me to know more about this phenomenon. I found out that the Earth takes 365 days to make one complete revolution. My research also proved the concept of rotation. Let's learn about other discoveries too, shall we?
You have gained some knowledge about the basics of the space, right? I am an Italian astronomer, Galileo Galilei, first to invent the telescope. I discovered many things with the help of my telescope, which could magnify things up to 30 times bigger. I researched about the moon, the Milky Way galaxy, and its stars, and I even learned about planets like Saturn, Neptune, and Venus. Time for a fun fact? Did you all know that Jupiter has 4 moons? I was the one to identify all 4 of them. Let's see who's next.
So friends, are you enjoying the time travel so far?
Of course, it's so revealing and I'm really amazed.
I can't wait for the rest of our journey. Let's continue.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Heard this somewhere? Hello kids, I'm Isaac Newton. You may recognize me as the man who discovered the concept of gravity when an apple accidentally fell on me. Ow! Every single time. Anyways, but let me tell you, this discovery of mine led to the connection between physics and astronomy. The same force that pulls you to the Earth also makes the moon revolve around the Earth. This force is gravity. Astronomers before me explained how the planets moved, but my research on gravity explained the cause of their movements. I hope you all understood the relationship between physics and astronomy. Listen to what my next fellow astronomer has to tell you.
Hello kids! I wonder whether you've heard about the Halley's Comet. Let me tell you more about it. I'm an English astronomer, Edmund Halley, the one who predicted the orbit of a comet. Unfortunately, I was not able to see the comet in my lifetime, but I was successful in correctly predicting the year of its appearance. Hence, it was named after me. Halley's Comet is the only comet that can be seen by a naked eye. It can also be seen twice in a human life. I hope my discovery was interesting.
This time travel helped me so much to learn about the history of space research.
Wow, it was so informative. Now I understand how hard the ancient astronomers worked to show us the path towards the latest scientific research.
Our generation is able to achieve new milestones in this field because of their guidance and motivation.
I would definitely like to know more about the current happenings in the space research.
Then you have to wait for some time. Our friends at DTM Global School at Bengaluru are going to put up a wonderful show on the topic space.
There's no topic in this field that has been left uncovered by our friends. They worked hard to make their presentations informative and entertaining.
I'm looking forward to visit Project Day 2021-22 with you all.
What are you all waiting for?
See you there. Bye.
Bye.
What an exemplary performance. It was great to watch these talented performers sharing insights from the lives of these ancient astronomers who have worked tremendously to solve the mysteries of space without any means of actually going there. Dance is an essential part of every celebration. It has been a well-known form of expression from yesteryears. So let's welcome our lovely dancers from grade 4 for an entertaining dance performance.
Mangalam Mission Mangalam. Om Mangalam Mission
That was spellbinding. We believe that the process of learning is more important than the product itself. The amount of networking in terms of collaboration and sharing of knowledge that took place in the making of the project day is immense. We would now like to share the joy that we experienced while preparing for this important event. So, sit back and enjoy with us our most cherished moments of making of the Project Day 2021.
This is a story about Prince Dhruva. Sees Dhruva coming very sad, and she comes running to him and hugs him tightly. Dhruva starts crying. So he takes his Garuda Vahana from Vaikunta. He flies down to the earth. Star is because Dhruva star's position is fixed.
So from then on, Rahu was chasing sun all the time. So he was chasing moon all the time, and he will swallow them. This is how we get the solar eclipse. And because the sun and the moon had taken the nectar of immortality, they can.
So astronomy initially was about only the arrangement of stars. So these kings and their painters, they were not just painting themselves and events, but these kings.
Now the aerospace field or space mission, it's an extremely vast field, and it's very difficult to confine it within say 1 hour or so. But this is what they call the principle of action and reaction. Normal rocket like GSLE Mark III, that weighs more than the weight of 200 elephants.
Everything, including us, all living beings, all around Earth. And the reason that it is always revolving around Earth is that showing you a cartoon here. What you're seeing is this is the nuclear reactor. Okay, this is the reactor of the sun where the temperature is about 1 million degree, more than 1 million degree, and
discuss you about the gravity, which is one of very interesting and very challenging topic as of now. So I will be the first telling you what is the history of gravity studies and all, then some of the basic facts, and finally the differences between the approaches of Einstein and Newton. So Newton in gravity.
Also, which I will be dealing with this end of this talk, and classifying this stellar classification stars. And this is our sun. Actually, so this is a some size comparison. You can see that Antares is very big compared to our sun.
This can turn out to be a very profitable business. You will get a spectacular view of the Earth from space, and that will be a very wonderful sight. Safety issues, technical challenges, then the business model should flourish. What about the ticket cost? It's not that simple. It's not that cheap. We'll come into the final stage. So we should start thinking now itself to have alternate to set up massive solar panels on space. So it's called solar farms. It's 128 million pieces. That is not a small amount, and it is exponentially increasing. So it poses a great risk to existing satellites.
That was mesmerizing indeed. I now request Prince Filma to make an important announcement.
It gives me immense pleasure to share that 28 of our current staff have served BVM Global at Bengaluru for more than 5 years. 7 of them have completed over a decade with us. On behalf of the management, I congratulate everyone for their dedicated service and thank them for the contributions made to the organization.
Thank you, ma'am.
It is indeed very heartening to see BVM staff being felicitated for the continued contribution to the school. Next, it is time for the distribution of the merit cards. Each year, students with commendable grades in all the subjects throughout the previous academic year are given these certificates in order to encourage not only them but other students to work towards excellence.
I proudly announce name of the students receiving merit card for the academic year 2021-22. Avantika R. Kumar from class 3A. Sara Selva Kumar from class 3A. Shri Advita S. from class 3A. Haricharan H. from class 3A. Manan Arya from class 3A. Pranav Subramanian V. from class 3A. Siddharth Manikandan from class 3A. Ujjan Bhattacharya from class 3A. Anagha Kulkarni from class 3B. Medha Koluvel from class 3B. Maithili N from class 3B. Parnika C from class 3B. Samhita Vijay from class 3B. Abhay K from class 3B. Advait Akash K from class 3B. Govind Sharma from class 3B. Nikhil Rao from class 3B. Pranav Ramesh from class 3B. Vyom Praveen J from class 3B. Hamsini P from class 4A. Kavya B from class 4A. Mridvika S from class 4A. Shritika S from class 4A. Tashanvi K from class 4A. Advait S from class 4A. Arhan Chakravarti from class 4A. Ekambir Behera from class 4A. Sumant N from class 4A. Advika Kanchan from class 4B. Sanjana Malyot from class 4B. Keshav K from class 4B. Narayan Karthik from class 4B. Anika Sridhar Kelly from class 5A. Dhanyashri M from class 5A. Kavin M from class 5A. Rajdeep Prabhakar from class 5A. Adisha Patnayak from class 5B. Manasvi Keyur Shah from class 5B. Harshika D from class 5B. Kishore S from class 5B. Avani Menon from class 6A. Smriti Shrikant from class 6A. Mugilan Balasundar Raman from class 6A. Arya Kittur from class 6A. Ananya BK from class 6B. Avantika Dhanush from class 6B. Dhanvant R from class 6B. Ishan Shrivastava from class 6B. Siddhanta Raju from class 7A. Atish Nandan BS from class 7A. Ribhav Arya from class 7B. Manjunath Bhatt H from class 7B. Kaushik Srivatsa H from class 7B. Anshul Mahendra from class 7B. Ananya Kanchan from class 8A. Diksha Kamaraj from class 9A. Heartiest congratulations to all the merit card receivers.
Congratulations to all the merit certificate receivers. Every year in class 8, there is an exam conducted towards the end of the academic year to test the students' proficiency in Ramayana based on the classes that were conducted throughout the year. For the academic year 2020 to 2021, this proficiency prize goes to Sahana Sridhar. Heartiest congratulations, Sahana. Art is something that makes you breathe a different kind of happiness.
to celebrate this beautiful form of expression and provide a stage for the budding artists to showcase their talents. Our school is launching the BBM Art Gallery, Miraki, Creativity from Within. I request our principal ma'am to inaugurate the gallery and also unveil a few chosen samples now.
I hereby inaugurate the BVM Art Gallery, Meraki.
Thank you, ma'am. The students of our school express themselves beautifully through their art, and the results are enthralling. The complete presentation can be viewed in the Project Day display, which will be shared with you soon after the official function. Today, we are also happy to launch our school's own podcast channel. I once again request Principal Ma'am to make the announcement.
I am happy to announce the launch of BVM Vadati. The credit for the title goes to Nikita Rao of Class 10 of Yamuna House, and the credit for logo design to Samhita Vijay Sarathi of Class 10 of Godavari House. I congratulate both of you for your entries were selected from among many.
Thank you, ma'am. We will soon commence sharing many of our BVM exclusive happenings and stories from around the world through BVM Vadati. I would now call upon Ashish, the head boy of our school, to introduce our chief guest to the audience.
A very good evening to one and all present here. On behalf of BVM Global School, Bengaluru, it is my privilege to introduce Sri S. Somnath, Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, and our chief guest for today's program. Sri Somnath is an Indian aerospace engineer and a rocket technologist. He is currently the Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC, in Thiruvananthapuram. He has also served as the Director of Liquid Propulsion System Center, LPSE, in Thiruvananthapuram. Sri Somnath is known for his contribution to launch vehicle design, particularly in the areas of launch vehicle system engineering, structural design, structural dynamics, and pyrotechnics. Sir completed his pre-degree program at Maharajas College, Ernakulam. He received his graduate degree in mechanical engineering from TKM College of Engineering, Kollam, Kerala University, and master's degree in aerospace engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, with specialization in dynamics and control. Sri Somnath joined Vikram Sarabhai Space Center in 1985. He was associated with the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle (PSLV) project during its initial phase. He became the Associate Director of VSSC and also the Project Director of GSLV Mk3 launch vehicle in 2010. He was also the Deputy Director of Propulsion and Space Audience Entity till November 2014. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Ashish. I would now request our chief guest, Sri Somnath, to enlighten us with a few words.
Principal Sukanya ji, the trustees of BVM Global School, all dear students, parents, those who are participating in this program, my greetings from Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. I'm really honored to be part of this program, the annual project presentation program. I had the fortune to see much of the videos of your projects, especially two of the videos which cover from the LKG to some middle level and also some of the high school or higher grade students. Really, it was all fun, a lot of music, a lot of energy and enthusiasm in all of you. And I'm also very thrilled to see and hear the topics because it is very closely connected to what I am doing and I am very passionate about, the Antariksha Abhiyan, talking about space program, looking at the universe, understanding the small part to the big picture. So it was really exciting to see young kids, very small kids, up to some senior boys and girls trying to explain many elements of it, and really thrilled to see. Let me also just go back and then recollect some of those discussions that you gave on your project, looking at the elements of the sky, looking at the planets and what they mean really, the entire solar system, and also slowly going into stars, the constellations, and also there were some skits which was very interesting and very, very active participation, looking into science of the gravity. Look, even talking about exoplanets, I heard somebody telling there are millions of exoplanets. Okay, we know that exoplanets we could identify only something like 4,000, 5,000 of them only till now. But we know there could be much more, maybe much more than the number of stars. That's the number of exoplanets that we are counting. And that's a place where there will be life sometimes, like what we have in Earth. Then you also discussed connecting the knowledge of space to the nature. And I'm really interested to note how you are connecting to life forms and how they connect the whole process which is happening around us, like the day and night, the eclipses, the other relative cosmological activities that connects to the life of human beings and other living organisms and other natural processes, and really interesting to see. Also looked at various scientific facts on evolution of the universe, how it came about, how it grew to this size, and what is the type and space so big. Also looked at space institutions, the scientists, the big systems that has been created to explore the universe, and origins of life. Really, really interesting to hear many of those topics that you have covered in this program. I want to first congratulate the school, BVM Global, the principal, and all the teachers for inspiring the students to tell the stories of related to the Antariksha Abhiyan. And I'm sure it is the work of many of the students themselves. I'm really proud of you. Congratulations, all those who are winning some of the awards, especially on this project day. And I thought that I will cover some highlights on the presentation. But after listening to you, I was feeling I prepared a presentation for you, but I thought that I will not go into those presentations, and I leave it to principal and also teachers to discuss those presentation with the students. If that's okay, I will continue with the direct conversation with the students. I hope it is fine. In such a case, let me discuss some of the facts and some very interesting aspects of the universe. I think many of you people know it almost very, very clearly. This is the technologically most progressive time human beings are living on this earth, in this planet, and it is the best time to live. But you will ask me, oh, the COVID is still around. Many are being affected. How you are going to overcome this pandemic? Our lives have been miserable. But look at the way the universe or the human society came about, and how we have been tackling such pandemics in the past, and how pandemics of this high magnitude killed a very large percentage of the people in the many years back, like plague and various other diseases, the smallpox. But today, when we have the COVID pandemic, students, you know that you are at home, you are not able to come to the school, have a physical project presentation, and even I didn't get a chance to meet you and shake hands with you, and that's really a pity. But I am very sure in the coming days, with our technological capability itself, we will be overcoming this situation. Maybe pandemic will come again, and in some other form, some other style. But human beings are resilient to handle it, carry out technical research, and find out solutions to overcome them. Fighting a virus of this nature is not easy. They are life forms which have been adapted to live in this universe along with us, but sometimes it causes problems for us, and we need to find a way to survive along with other living forms that have survived through the eons to today. I think each of them are a great survivor, like the bee or the trees that you see. They evolved over the years like human beings, and we must bow before them for being along with us in this universe, and we are not alone. So that is the very interesting part. But the most exciting part is that we are very lonely in this planet. The Earth itself is a very lonely planet. And this is the only place where we know life is there. And we still do not know whether there is life beyond Earth. Though those exoplanets, there is no guarantee that there is life there. But we hope and we think that there is life still out there. An exoplanet is not in the solar system. It is in some other stars or around some other star like our sun. Could be a bigger sun than this, but a planet having a temperature like that of Earth, having water, oxygen to breathe, there is a possibility that life may come up in some form or the other. It may not be like the life what you see on Earth. It could be entirely different life form. And sometimes they may not be breathing oxygen itself. And it is possible that they may be much more intelligent than us. But it is also possible that they may be far advanced than us. Sometimes they may not be advanced than us. So the question is whether we ever come in contact with each other. This is an interesting question all students do ask, and I could also see some aliens coming in your skits. But those aliens do exist or not exist? It's a big question, but I can only hypothesize today that aliens do exist. And even if they exist, I have only two options, and they are very brilliant and they are much more advanced than us. So they are already here because they have already traveled across the globe and universe, and they know us, and they know us in such a way that they consider us far less advanced, and there is no merit in interacting with us because their technology is far advanced. So they come and see us and go away. So they are not interested to talk to us. Assume that they are technologically very less advanced than us, then also they will have no way to reach us, because the technology that we are talking today, like the ability to travel using rockets or even to communicate electromagnetically using the technology that we have, like the mobile phones or satellites, everything came about just 100 years back or even less than 100 years back. So if a society is there outside which is less civilized to an extent of just 100 years, human beings were here for millions of years, but just 100 years difference in terms of progressive technologies, they will never be able to talk to you. So that means there is no merit in knowing about their technology because they are less advanced than us. So in either case, it doesn't have any scope or future possibility that we will ever come across or contact an alien civilization. But as a civilization ourselves, as human beings, we must be able to travel and explore and find out what is this universe and where it can take us. As a rocket scientist, I have an excitement in working in rockets, and that comes primarily from this fact that it is this technology of overcoming the gravity of Earth, traveling beyond Earth's gravity field, go to an orbit, sometimes travel to Moon or to Mars. Maybe at a later point of time, when we develop sufficient enough technology to travel faster, we will be able to travel to another exoplanets, search life forms elsewhere, sometimes colonize another planet, maybe able to create our own future generations to thrive in another planet. I think this is something that we need to continue to work on. And for that, we need to take the first steps today. Like human beings took the first step in exploring this world itself. because, Europe once started sending people in ships powered not by the motors or power that we have today, the sailing ships. It traveled all around the globe, located America, the Indian subcontinent, then colony started. So all those people who went out without knowing what is there lying ahead were the explorers. And today the explorers are us, the rocket scientists, the space technologists, and they are the people who are willing to take that risk of traveling with human beings or without human beings. It doesn't really matter. But we have sent our probes far beyond the solar system, and we will continue to send such experiments and then crafts far beyond to find out what is there in the universe. But at the same time, we are also trying to understand using the equipments that we are sending to the space, like what you also talked about Kepler in one of your presentation. The Kepler is an interesting spacecraft which looked far deeper into the universe. The Hubble Space Telescope is another. There is an Indian observatory called Astrosat, which we have launched. And this is also trying to find out what is happening in the universe. I want to tell you, young guys, that in the last 25 years, we have collected so much of information using these spacecrafts that the universe is not the universe that we know. It is far deeper, far complex than what the human beings ever thought about. In the times of Newton, or even later in the times of Einstein, this much understanding were not there. Let me tell you a few examples of the new understanding. When you look outside, you see stars, is it not? Those stars are set in the sky, and it belongs mostly to the Milky Way galaxy, our own galaxy. But our galaxy is only one of those billions of galaxies. And if you get out of this galaxy, which is some certain millions of light years in diameter, far away from this galaxy, you see yet another galaxy. And there are stars in that. There are billions of stars in those galaxies. And you see around stars, each star is equivalent to a galaxy there. And the twinkling there are those galaxies. And you can see the whole universe or the space is filled with galaxies. But between those galaxies, the distances are so huge, you cannot even explain using words or even expressions. But we thought that universe is not that filled. It is very empty. And one of the experiments that our NASA people did is they took the Hubble Space Telescope. They did one thing. They made its camera lens open, then looked at that part of the sky or the space where there are not many galaxies. It is really empty. We thought that because there is no light coming from there, they simply kept their camera on for almost 10 days. Continuously on, aligning with the time. So then after 10 days, they switched off the camera, they took the image, they developed it, and they looked at the image. Really surprising to see what you see in the image, full of galaxies and cluster of galaxies packed together. That means even if you look at far deeper into the space and you are not able to see anything visually, but the feeble light that coming from those distant places contain galaxies. It says that these galaxies are not there at all now because light travels in finite time. It takes billions of years to travel and reach to the Hubble Space Telescope and form an image. So there were billions of galaxies at that location, so many billions of years back. They must have traveled far beyond. And the universe would have expanded to such an extent that the entire universe is filled with galaxies packed. But between these galaxies, space is so huge. Around us, stars are taking birth. They are colliding each other. Galaxies are colliding each other. They are destroyed, and new ones are taking shape. Every minute, every second, every fraction of a second, a star is dying, and new stars are born. So, what an activity going around! Are we aware of any of this? Absolutely not. So, another example of this, the result of this activity is we ourselves. See, look at Earth. You are all students of science, right? You have learned chemistry. You know periodic table. Some of you may know elements like hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, iron, lead, tin, copper. No, all of you know. And we are made of many of these elements. There is a question, where from all these elements came on Earth? Was there on Earth in the very beginning? No, it was not there. because the sun doesn't contain any of these elements. Sun contains only hydrogen and helium. But Earth contains everything, right from hydrogen to the elements that we can count it contains. Where from all this came? This question was unanswered for many, many years. But today we know the answer. See, when Earth was formed out of the dust that was spread out in the cosmic space, which was the result of explosions of many, many stars. The stars, after taking birth, it will contain only hydrogen, but it will burn through the hydrogen. Then it will become helium. And when helium burns, it becomes carbon. Carbon burns, it becomes iron. Iron to higher and higher elements. But there is a limit by which it can create elements like that. But after that, it forms supernova. And supernova explode. And when it explodes, the elements of higher sizes are formed. And it actually spreads those dust into the space. And all this dust is there around us, around the universe. And they collect together under gravity. And the gravity is such a binding force, and it brings together these clumps of matter to form next generation of planets that you call exoplanets or planets around the star system. And Earth is a result of such dust that has been spread out to the universe by the explosion of this supernova. Just look at your hand and then feel it contains iron, it contains elements like copper. All these elements in your body came from a supernova explosion. So you are children of stars. You contain elements which were once upon a time were there in some distant star which no longer exists. So are you not excited? Each one of you is a child of a star. So this itself must make you wonder about the what is going around the universe. And it is the capability of space technology today to take satellites, take observatories like Hubble Space Telescope too far away from Earth in orbit, and then look deeper into the universe that enabled us to understand this and then make scientific discovery of it. This is the story of big things, like in looking at universe. Same is the story of looking at smaller things, looking at the life on Earth, and how space technology can help human beings to survive safely in the next millennia and also evolve as a very responsible people on Earth. One example is, all of you are aware that our universe is slowly degrading. We have pollution, we have other natural disasters, etc., etc. And there is acute shortage of water, energy. We are worried about disease control, and so many issues are there on Earth. And how space technology can help you for solving those problems. This is yet another topic of discussion required using space technology. Using our satellite, you can observe the Earth, you can measure the climate change, you can measure the temperature, humidity, dust, aerosols, and also make models of predicting the change of climate, look at how water is being collected and preserved, how our ice glaciers are melting, and how it can damage our natural ecosystem, and give warning to the administrators, people around us to desist from damaging our ecosystem. I think this is also one important help that space technology gives to human beings. And we have to make use of this also. Yet another domain that space technology help you in communication. Today, I am talking to you. I am sitting far away in the south at the Trivandrum Center, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. We are able to see each other. We can understand this interaction of project proposal through the technology that we have today. We have internet connectivity where the video, audio can go and you can understand me as if I am sitting in front of you, I am talking to you. You do not know how this electric signal from me reaches your ears and you are able to understand that. This growth of this technology has happened and revolutionized our life here. And there is a little bit of contribution from space technology as well. Satellites are the backbone of communication technology today. Internet communication is happening through various paths. One of the paths is through satellite. Of course, there are terrestrial links, fiber network connectivity, etc. Coming days, you will be handling various mobile technologies, handheld devices directly connected to satellite. There will not be any tower. From tower, connectivity will vanish, and slowly satellite will be over your head and directly beaming internet signals to your mobile, and you will be talking directly to satellites without much of delay. Today, even if you speak using a satellite phone, it is a very troublesome thing, because satellite signal travels almost 36,000 kilometers up, then come back to Earth, and there is a small delay in talking. But when satellites, a new set of satellites which are flying at a very low altitude, and this is handled, then it will be like a talking across a tower, like a mobile phone, and you won't feel the difference. This is only in case of talking, but you can also see images, you can also download movies, you can work using your computers, you can even control machines in your office or in equipments, even while traveling. Just imagine that earlier times a worker has to go to and sit in front of a machine and do the work for the machine. Today, the machine's controls will be in his mobile or a handheld device, and he will be watching what is happening in the machine even when he is at home. And he can control the activity. He can load the new equipment. He can finish the activity, put it down and take a new job. Everything he can do at home. And the machine will be intelligent enough to communicate to him through the connected system. It will be true in the coming days in case of driving. For example, you assume a car where there is no driver. Driverless cars have come quite a bit. And in the days to come, most of the cars that you see on the road will become driverless. And it will be communicating with you all the time, where it is going, what is it seeing, and probably there is a camera going to be on board the car which will beam the video of the scene in front of him, in front of the car to you. It will also decide and ask you questions, what should I do next? And all the controls of the car you will be doing from home. And it may go to a shop. Also, the shopkeeper will put the material in the car. It will come back to you. Really a connected system is going to be. It's also going to see that drones become such an important element in your day-to-day life. Drones will be the one which will bring you the food from stores, whatever you order. It will not be the bike riders that will bring the food or materials that you wanted. They will also transport essential medical supplies. And it also will do a lot of service activities which cannot be done otherwise, even help in case of medical emergencies. And when drones becomes thousands of drones and millions of drones are there all around you, you cannot manage it. They will collide each other and create accidents. Then the space technology comes. And the space technology, what they will do? It will create a network by which these drones can be controlled, managed, and without any collision, without any issue. In case one drone fails to reach, the next drone will come, take over the job, and then execute it. So it will be a seamless integration of network of drones. Is yet another imaginary, not imaginary, it is going to be realistic in the days to come. Yet another new or exciting domain is travel. Today for one of you to travel from India to US, it takes maybe 12 hours. But assume a rocket which is capable of taking you from, say, USA to Australia in just 30 minutes. And that you have to pay only the charge of a typical airline ticket. That's also something that's going to happen. I think Elon Musk or SpaceX is actually proposing rockets of that nature, where you get into a rocket, it takes off, it goes to, say, 100 kilometers or even 150 kilometers, travel in that vacuum at very high speeds, break the whole rocket and land vertically in Australia. You can get out like you got out of a car. So in a single day, you can go to Australia, do some business, come back to India. Think about such a scenario, or even US. And this rocket, they are telling, I will take you to Mars like this. You get on board the rocket. It will not be very fast like going to Australia. It will be much slower because the distance involved are 6 million kilometers. So it will take something like 3 to 6 months, depending upon the speed of the rocket. But still, it will be something manageable for human beings. And they will reach Mars. Your uncle, auntie will be there at Mars, living happily there. And you will visit them and come back next year. So you can take a vacation, go to Mars in the new colony which has been established by the space technologist, possibly. And this is not a dream. It is something that is going to happen. And if rockets have to travel from Earth to Mars and create colonies, we need much more advanced technology. One of the technologies is called fully reusable rockets, and that's already there. It's already flying, started flying in the last few years. And the second technology is you have to create fuel in outer space. You have to create fuel in Mars. For that, very green fuels are coming up. Making use of carbon dioxide and water, methane can be synthesized, and oxygen is a byproduct. So simply combusting methane and oxygen, I can run the rocket. So the rocket engines recently developed in US are all methane oxygen rockets engines. Massive rocket engines have been recently built, and that is successfully being used also. So we are almost nearing those domains of technology which will enable human beings to become an interplanetary species. So I'm really proud of you young guys. I'm really excited, though I am working in this space technology for very long years. And it is very nice and happy to see you young guys are equally excited. And you are the one going to see what I just mentioned. And you are the ones who are going to take this activity further, especially India being a very strong contender in asking for a big share of space activities, space responsibility in the Committee of Nations. It is your strength and your ability to take this activity forward. I didn't mean that this U school alone, but all of those kids around this country who have that intelligence and brilliance to study science, mathematics, technology, or even social sciences, and take this activity further. India needs to be a superpower in technology, not by attacking others or killing others that we are going to become superpower. We are going to be a superpower by being technologically advanced, creating human beings who are more knowledgeable, more responsible to the society, responsible to the environment, and create a technological base by which this country will remain very, very strong. People will come here for want of technology, and we will be the provider, not borrower of technology. I think this is something space technology describes to you, that we have even gathered this knowledge over the many years, which was denied to us by many. We have become stronger in this domain, and it is important that we continue and create that knowledge, sustain that knowledge for understanding this universe deeper. There are many domains in this country it has grown substantially. Agriculture, for example, we were a poor nation when we got independence, but today we are able to feed the entire population because of the technological advances in agriculture, and also the national effort in developing it. Software domain we are one of the leading people who have built software technologies across the globe. But we are weak in many other domains as well. It includes infrastructure development, high-end technology, in structures, electronics, for example. The basic electronics we are very weak, but we are very advanced in using of electronic technology in our devices. So we need people who have technical skills and knowledge to develop all this to make our country stronger. Especially projects of this nature helps you to understand the nitty-gritty details of these technologies. Space is just one of them. And space is very exciting because of the reasons which I just mentioned. So my greetings to each one of you for your project day. I see it as a privilege to interact with you. But I am very sorry and sad that I couldn't come over to Bangalore, meet you people. I am very sure in next year or so there will be an opportunity. I will request Sukanya ma'am to give me a chance, at least to visit during a project time. When it happens, I will be most happy to come, because I am a regular visitor to Bangalore, because most of our space program are centered around Bangalore. So we do come there, and I can always visit you, greet you. And I also want to thank those my colleagues who came on board to give you some talks on science and technology and engineering of rockets. My special thanks to them. They are one of the few brilliant scientists who are here. Hundreds of them are here around, like them, and they will be most exciting to interact with you in the days. I can always assign more people to talk to you, participate in projects, etc., etc. So I wish each one of you all the very best. Hope to see you some way or the other sometime. Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for those wonderful words of appreciation and motivation. I would now request our dear Principal Ma'am to address the gathering.
Good evening, Somnath sir, students, teachers, parents, and all others who have joined us today. First of all, my heartfelt thanks to Somnath sir for helping us with this topic from day one. So all the scientists you had assigned us for the multiple guest lectures. They gave us loads of information for our children to carry forward the project. And today you have taken so much of your time out from the busy schedule, such an inspirational speech, loads of information. Thank you very much on behalf of the whole BVM family for that, sir. And at BVM Global Bengaluru, we always take project days as our much sought out after event. At this juncture, I would like to thank our managing trustee, Mr. Ramana Prasad, because he gives us all these inspirational topics. Like in the past, we have had project days covering northeastern states of India. Then we spoke about unsung Indian heroes in World Wars I and II. And this year we had the opportunity to discuss about space. So whenever we pick a topic for project day, all the students and teachers from KG to class 10, they embark on a wonderful journey of exploring and learning which stretches for weeks. So the topics need not be the topic which the teacher is already proficient with. So the teacher herself gets involved with the children in the learning process. And what we see today is a result of all the wonderful efforts. Going beyond the textbook learning, venturing into zones which are outside of our comfort is what ensures us that we stay as lifelong learners. To my dear students, I would like to say that each of you have done a fantastic work. The success of the second virtual project day is all yours to be proud of. It was very heartening for me to see the kind of technical skills that you've all acquired thanks to whatever situation we are in, but it was wonderful. And very soon, I wish to see you all in the school, which is our second home. To my dear teachers, once again, we have shown that at BVM Global, we leave no stone unturned, no opportunity missed, whether it comes to learning for ourselves or in transferring the knowledge to our students. I'm proud of you all. Dear parents, I thank you for supporting us through these tough times. You've been an integral part of this ongoing virtual schooling and also this project day. So you've shown that an effective parent-school partnership will always result in the best for our children. So I once again congratulate the entire team for yet another successful project day. I wish you all to enjoy the presentation from each class. We'll be sharing the link as to where it is getting uploaded. So I wish you all see the presentation and take home loads of learning. Thank you once again, all of you, for joining with us today. Thank you very much, Somnath sir.
Thank you, ma'am. We have almost reached the end of this wonderful evening. But as James Allen quoted, there is no duty greater than that of returning thanks. Thus, I now request Nikita, the head girl of the school, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this prestigious occasion of Project Day. On behalf of BVM Global at Bengaluru, I extend a heartfelt thanks to our dignified chief guest, Sri S. Somnath, for having graced this occasion with his presence and for motivating us with his inspiring words. Also, sir, you helped us immensely in getting 6 guest lectures organized across classes 5 to 10, and these form the base of much of our project learning. Thank you very much for that. I would like to extend my profound gratitude to Ramana Prasad sir and Amrit ma'am and all other dignitaries for gracing the occasion with their auspicious presence. An earnest thanks to our dear principal Sukanya ma'am for being the guiding light and the source of encouragement for all of us. I sincerely thank our Vice Principal Ruchi ma'am for playing a vital role in the smooth functioning of the program. I would like to express a heartfelt gratitude to all the Project Day coordinators, Ms. Shakti Chakrabarti and Ms. Ramya, who ensured the accuracy of the content, Ms. Vijita and Ms. Sindhu, who explored the different methods of presentations and activities related to the varied topics, and Mr. Anish, who rendered his full-time support in each and every aspect of this virtual event, being the technical lead. I extend a warm thanks to our parent volunteers, Ms. Priyamvada, mother of Pranav P of class 6, and Ms. Kavita Krishnan, mother of Pranav R of class 4, for the special efforts they made to conduct storytelling sessions for the primary grades based on the topic for Project Day. We are extremely obliged by their gesture of taking out time from their busy schedules and addressing our students. An ardent thanks goes out to the students and their parents for their genuine efforts to make the Project Day a success. Last but not least, a hearty thanks to all our dear teachers who have worked day in and out for making this occasion a memorable one. Once again, I thank everyone from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita. The presentation by each class will be uploaded in our school social media. The link for the project day will be shared shortly. With this, we officially come to the end of today's program. We will be concluding this wonderful evening with the national song. Thank you and have a great evening.
Vande Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram Sujalam Sufalam Malaya Shitalam Sasya Syamalam Mataram Vande Mataram Subrajyotsna Pulakitayaminim Pulla Kusumita Drumadala Shobhinim Suhasinim Sumadurabashinim Sukadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram